that doesn't quite cut it when it comes to practicality, then an MPV is definitely an avenue you'll want to explore. Take the Ford C-Max for example, a bigger, more practical take on the underpinnings from the Focus. And in fact, this is available with 7 seats as well if you go for the larger Grand C-Max model. But we haven't got that. Today, we've got the standard 5-seat model, competitor to the likes of the Renault Scenic and Citroën C4 Picasso. So let's jump inside and have a mooch. Similar to its bigger brother, the S-Max, the C-Max's dash has recently undergone a revamp, with a lot of the function buttons now disappearing and being integrated into this touchscreen instead. And if you put the old model and the new model next to each other, the change is unquestionably for the better, though the screen is still quite deeply recessed into the dash. There's some new kit across the trim levels as well, including a new optional autonomous parking feature which really does work, adaptive cruise control, and Ford's MyKey technology, which is handy if you want to keep tabs on any younger drivers behind the wheel. But as kit is so generous across the trim levels, the entry-level Zetec model is actually the most popular. This has the likes of aircon, DAB digital radio, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, and you also get loads of connectivity features like Bluetooth, USB, and auxiliary inputs. You can make your C-Max quite lavish though if you go for one of the optional packs like Titanium X, and this adds heated seats and a sat-nav. A pack definitely worth checking out though, especially for family buyers, is the Family Pack. This has the likes of tray tables on the back seats and a powered tailgate. This is, of course, on top of all the standard practicality up front, which is brilliant. Realistically, there's only space for 2 in the back, 3 if you have a middle passenger as a child. But the biggest plaudits with the C-Max are with its flexible seats, as these can be manipulated in a series of different ways to accommodate for luggage and passengers. Speaking of luggage, these can actually be completely removed altogether to give you a massive loading space. Boot-wise, there's just under 500 litres on offer with all the seats in place. Fold these down, you get around 1700 litres, which is impressive, but it's not quite as impressive as the Citroën C4 Picasso. Go for the most popular 1.5 litre diesel and you won't be disappointed. It offers a nice balance between power and efficiency, and hands down makes the most sense cost-wise, emitting just 105 grams per kilometre of CO2, and it claims to return an average of around 70 miles per gallon. There's also a slightly punchier 2 litre diesel for those who want a bit of surplus power on tap. But we haven't got either of those engines. We've got the petrol, and not the entry-level 1.6 either. No, we've got the famed 1 litre, 123 brake horsepower, 3-cylinder EcoBoost. Now, the first question that you may ask is, can such a small engine shift such a big car? Well, yes, it certainly can, but don't expect anything too astonishing. With that said though, a 0 to 62 miles per hour sprint time of 11.5 seconds isn't too bad at all. And on top of all that, the EcoBoost is incredibly well refined. When it comes to drive, you really do get the best of both worlds with the C-Max. It's incredibly comfortable thanks to the soft suspension and recently improved road and wind insulation, so motorway driving is a doddle, but it's also very composed and well planted in the corners, proving that Ford is still one of the top brands when it comes to making a well-rounded MPV. Entry-level price-wise, the C-Max is one of the more expensive MPVs out there, being more expensive than the Citroën C4 Picasso, but actually cheaper than the Renault Scenic. But there's no denying that the C-Max manages to tick many of the important boxes that make Ford MPVs so popular, with the only real distinguishing factor between it and its siblings being its size. So if you're after a Ford MPV, consider this the sort of medium model, with the S-Max being the large and of course the Galaxy being the extra large. What do you think of the C-Max? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the inquire button to find out more details about this car, or for any other models, visit carkeys.co.uk. And to watch more reviews, click one of the links on screen now.